Hey, what's going on everybody, it's Crsr here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 3 swing trade stocks for this coming week. If you're new here, welcome, and if you do not know what this channel is about, this channel is about learning and education and teaching you a little bit more about price action as well as swing trading in general. So if you're new here, okay, watch the video, and if you like it at the end, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more informational video like this one. And I think you won't be disappointed. For my old subscribers, okay, welcome back. And later, we'll talk a little bit more about the success of last week's picks. A pretty good pick at that, in spite of this week's, last week's kind of bloody mixed kind of week to the Tuesday, Thursday, as well as Friday. Okay, last 2 days, the overall markets, you can see that it's kind of still on the uptrend, but for quite many of these growth companies or the more popular companies, they have actually been taking quite a bit of a beating. So after looking at overall markets, everything's reclaiming back up to its all-time highs, especially the Nasdaq has been really rallying really high. Last week I was saying if it consolidates near the top, it will break out to the further upside, and it actually did, which was really surprising. And looking at the consumer discretionary, now I'm going to give those who are new here a little bit more of a tip. So when you're swing trading, we'll look at the sectors that we need. So let's look at the sectors and see which are the kind of companies that in particular sectors that have a little bit more of a potential to go to the further upside. So the first company or the first sector that I feel that have much more potential is actually the energy sector, which is the traditional oil companies. Okay, it has been consolidating this wedge for some time, right? Making a not really a high and not really a lower low. So this is a wedge pattern over here, which signifies there might be a huge move to the upside or the downside. So energy is one. Consumer discretionary, way overbought. So again, here is going to be really careful. You can ride with the trend, but again, you do not want to be there when the trend ends, right? So the trend is your friend until it ends. So financials also have a little bit of a possibility, as well as I think that materials have been really way oversold, has been reclaiming this area. So as long as you can break above the 100 moving average, which is the green line over here, that represents a pretty strong comeback for the overall sector itself. So these are the things I want you to take in mind when I go through the swing trade stocks, and you will have to make the on-the-ground decision on the week itself from the 3 stocks that I gave, as well as your own little watch list, which are the sectors that are doing well, and those are the companies that you want to play, because the overall sector as well as the market conditions have a very big impact on the results of our swing trades. Because if the overall market conditions drags it down, more often than not, even if your risk to reward is super good, okay, the setup is super perfect, it can also still fall to the downside. So in that case, you'd rather not even place a trade at all. Or if you see a particular sector is going to blow up, showing signs of blowing up, and that's where you want to take a position to ride the wave up with the sector. So that's enough of some information out there. Some of you here might be getting a little bit bored, and I think looking at the statistics, right, some of you, I think you like shorter videos. So again, I'll try to keep this video a little bit shorter as much as I can. So if you like the longer videos or the more explanations, right, you can go to my older videos and watch that. I give much more explanations there. So without further ado, let's jump to the top 3 swing trade stocks for this coming week. Let's go. All right, so the first company we're going to talk about is actually in the oil and gas sector. It is APA. All right, ARKK Corporation. All right, ARKK Corporation is a highly volatile stock of beta over 4, and this company has been boom, right? It's been consolidating as with the entire industry itself. But the good thing about this is still in an overall uptrend, right? Looking at the 1-day chart, right? It's still in an overall uptrend, okay, even though the sector itself have taken a hit, okay, a couple months back. So this, I would say, is in a very healthy trend, and right now it has pulled back to an area of value, which is near the 100 as well as the 50 moving average over here. So in this channel, I like to give you as much information as I can. That's why the videos are a little bit longer. But today I'm going to skim through the LATE format. LATE, long-term trend, area of value, trigger to enter, exit strategy. If you do not know, I don't explain it all over again. You can go to my older videos, older swing trade videos. I'll explain it very in-depth every single video. So do take a screenshot or pause to come back to this if you want to refer to what I'm talking about, but I'm going to go on ahead. So the first one we're going to talk about long-term trends in uptrend. Okay, the trigger to enter or the area of value right now, right? A. Okay, as I said, near the 50 moving average and the 100 moving average. And the trigger to enter, okay, I would say is right now there's looking as if there's some sort of resistance, right, near this area over here. Okay, so you can see there is a certain resistance right over here. Whenever it hits here, it starts to bounce below. But the good thing is there is actually a certain okay, there is actually a high that's being made over here. So again, this looks like an ascending triangle which wants to break out to go to the further upside again. So this company, I can see that the trigger to enter here would be they bounce above this line over here. So let's take a look. Okay, if it bounces next week when Monday opens, it hits, maybe it closes below, then it bounces up. That's where we want to take a position over here, which is signified by the nice little circle that I'm drawing right here. So again, you want to enter when it kind of dips down, okay, near the moving average, bounces up, and that's when you want to take a position to break towards the further upside. And now your question is, where am I going to buy and sell this stock at? Okay, where I'm going to put my stop loss, where I'm going to put my target price. That is where we're going to talk about next, the exit strategy, right? Where should we set our reasonable stop loss as well as exit strategy, so that the stop loss is not too forced, as well as it's in a reasonable area for us to, validate our setup. So first one I'm going to talk about, right, is the first stop loss area, okay, would be near this trend line come the 50 moving average, which is around, I would say, represented by this rectangle over here. I'll put the stop loss somewhere right below this area over here, okay, right below here. Okay, right below this area, it will be a very comfortable range for me to put my stop loss, which is around $21.12, $21.20 area. If it breaks below this level, most of the time, that means that this signifies that this might not be a good trade after all. Okay, or you can be a bit more conservative and put below this previous swing low over here, which is here. Okay, which is around right below it, which is around $20.81. So again, this is up to your own risk to reward ratio as well as your risk management skills. So if you are a person who likes to scale the position easier, then you can set a tighter stop loss. But if you're a person who likes to hold on for longer, then you might want to set a more loose stop loss in case of those violent swings that happens in the market. So that is the stop loss. And where is the profit taking area? Where do you want to take our profit? So for this kind of stocks, right, where it always bounces off a trend line and reach a high, I'll have two profit-taking areas. So first, let's take a look at the, let's say, second, okay, area of resistance, which is signified by here, the one top and two top, which is around the $23.82 area. That is a reasonable resistance where it might hit down and break out again. But again, this stock, right, the potential here is for it to actually eventually, can you see this is a triangle over here, this big little triangle over here, eventually it breaks to the further upside. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, so the potential in this is actually it breaks out of this and goes up to the further upside again. Down and goes up, maybe it consolidates near the top here and breaks to the further upside. So for this kind of stocks, you have to monitor manually, or if you're just very lazy, you can set a trailing stop loss, which is a TSL. Okay, trading stop loss. So a trading stop loss is this, okay, TSL. Okay, say a trading stop loss right there. Okay, that's another way you can use the stop to help you to get yourself stopped out. Okay, and I explained this, what kind of exit strategy you have made before. You can take a screenshot for this, alright? So this is when you should exit the trade, stopped out because the trade is broken, trading stop to protect open profits. Profit take on the first big pop, massive pop of 15% or more, or reach a profit taking level, or when there's a better opportunity elsewhere, you want to scale out of this position, you'll be holding it for weeks but nothing's happening, you might be better off taking out that profits or small loss and putting into other swing trades with better opportunities. So that is it for APA, which I think have a very, very good potential. And any questions you can ask me in the comment section below. I'll try my best to get back to you guys. All right, and quick plug. I have a newsletter or a newsletter blog which I go through my financial journey as well as my many various trading recaps. Okay, I'll post my winners and my losers and lessons learned from them in a kind of a very short letter format, and I'll put that in the blog over there. The link is in the description below. It is in the Substack. So I hope you guys can go visit it. Okay, I think those are very, very short, articles that I think it will take less than 2 minutes to read, and I think those are very, very good information especially if you traded those stocks when you saw my videos, and I think that will provide very good journaling as well as a recap for all of you, as well as I post many financial articles as well as psychology lessons I learned as a trader. Okay, so back to the video right now. Stock number 2. Number 2 is in the basic material sector, and the ticker symbol is X, just X. All right, United States Steel Corporation. I don't know why it's called X though, but whatever, right? It's their choice. So Okay, so again, basic materials, I said there's some room for it to go back from its oversold levels. As looked at in this area over here, materials, right? As I said, it was down here. Okay, in my introduction, I said that if it clears, the sector clears above the 100 moving average, then there's a huge upside, right, from 82 to 88 as a sector to go. And if that's big profit for the sector, individual stocks that are more volatile, there's even more profit to be made. So X, in the basic material sector, has much more of a room to run for these companies. So you can see that it has been consolidating near the bottom over here. And when do we want to enter? Okay, so again, this is in a very weak trend right now as it heads towards a, let's see, lower range levels over here. Let's see, lower range levels over here, this direction, up. Okay, this is a lower range over here. This is a certain support level that has been seen. And second support level or resistance level will be here. So again, right now it's trading in this range over here, right? Okay, as you can see. And it's now consolidating near the bottom, although it's showing some strength to bounce off the 100 moving average. So where do I want to enter? Because right now it's showing a very weak resistance near this range over here, which shows that you can actually break down to the downside. Very high chance. But however, if it manages to reclaim, okay, I would say a more conservative target would be the doodle over here. Okay, if it manages to reclaim above this range over here, right, maybe consolidate near here for a little bit, then I might want to take a position over here. All right, as signified by the ellipse over here, I might want to take a position over here. Okay, then swing to the further upside. So maybe from $25, okay, I'm going to swing to around $28 or even $29. So that's a good $4 out $29, which is a good, 15%-ish profits. So that is a good swing trade, but only if it manages to show strength, right, and break above, the 50 moving average, which is this purple line over here. Okay, so you can put indicator in Yahoo Finance. Okay, I put it as purple color. You can put it as any color you want. So the key here is the 50 moving average. I think that is the main key point if you want to trade this company. So again, this is a what if kind of stock. That means only if the sector behaves itself, then we want to enter this trade. But if it does, good opportunity, all right? Massive upside to be had. So that is for X, okay? And as I say again, stock 2 and 3, I'll go through a bit more briefly, okay? If you want to go through the more detailed one, you can go and refer back to my first stock, which is APA. So last company, right, was an all-time favorite. Mara, lovely, oh, lovely Mara, right? So Mara, right, is here, has been, we have traded this once before. We called out last time, right, when it was around this range, okay? We annotated here, we were around $23, right? We managed to catch some of the wave all the way up, okay, to $40, $45, okay? Okay, I didn't manage to catch the huge wave up, but when it dipped down a little bit, I managed to catch a little bit of this. But for some of you who traded this, my subscribers, I know some of you who did massive profits for you guys, so great job on that, and I congratulate you for your massive profits. But right now, I see that he has been on a downtrend after that massive cryptocurrency kind of attack, right? So from its all-time highs of nearing almost $60, it has come down to as low as around $17 or $18. Okay, so right now, after this entire saga, right, okay, again, as I said, the long-term trend is considered to be a downtrend if it trades under the 100 moving average, okay? But right now, okay, it's still in a downtrend, but again, it's approaching the 100 moving average. And if it breaks above the 100 moving average, okay, it can potentially mean a very, very high upside to be had. So, and also, okay, once it trades below the 20 moving average, which is the yellow line over here, it has been consolidating and now it has broken above and it's actually respecting the 20 moving average as seen over here. Bounce once. Okay, let's move it up so you can see a little bit better. Bounce once and bounce twice. And right now it's going back to this 20 moving average to potentially bounce again. So what I'm looking for is for the price movement to come towards us. So for, let's see, it's going up here, right? I want it to bounce once time and maybe we can take a position over here to bounce and let it consolidate to break to the further upside over here. Okay, so that is what we are trying to do for Mara. So Mara, right, the reasonable stop loss that you can aim to put, right, would be maybe below the 20 moving average around here. Okay, if you're more conservative, near the previous swing low over here, a little bit lower also can be done. But again, the bigger the stop loss, then the risk to reward ratio is a little bit less better. All right, it's not as good. But however, if it's too tight, then you get stopped out too easily. So again, it's up to your own instincts when you see the market opening on the week. This is what many traders or many experts don't really tell you, because again, there's no really one cookie cutter for every single week. So again, next week, if it proves to be very volatile, that means right off the bat, maybe the Monday open, the market tanks, recovers, spikes in and out. There are some weeks that does that, right? Then you might want to set a stop loss a little bit looser, because that is a very volatile week, which, you know, a lot of buy and sell orders from the algorithms in the big institutions have triggered, and there's a lot of huge spikes which you may get stopped out from. And those are the kinds that are the worst, because you get stopped out and then you don't get back into the trade, and then it goes on to rally to $60. Then you're like, what am I doing, right? So that is what we don't want. So we want to, you know, depend on that. Okay, if it is a very volatile week, set a stop loss a bit loose. Okay, but if it's a decent week, set it at a reasonable area, a little bit tighter, so that your risk to reward is a little bit better. All right, and potential profits, I would say, okay, you can see that the major resistance, right, okay, around here, this is where a lot of the selling pressure will be. So around this area will be a good profiting target, which is around $39. So all the way from around $20, $30 to $39, that's a very huge profits of more than 25%, and that is considered pretty good in my books already. That's it for the top 3 swing trade stocks. And for my old subscribers, let's go on to talk about update for last week's picks, which we had some success about. All right, so let's go into it. The first stock last week was actually CLF, which is a huge winner for us. CLF, I'm very pleased with that, because despite the overall market, right, a lot of the companies that we are looking at on our watch list kind of tanked. This was a company that proved to be very well over the last week. So Monday open, right, it dipped. Then I'm like, okay, it's true, because you look at my video, I said, no, we want to look for it to pull back a little bit, and then it showed some strength and come back up again. So I entered around $20.80, and I swung all the way up to when market closed. I'm still holding it actually to my price target of $24. So currently still 7.55% up, so pretty good trade for CLF. Next company is Jumia. Okay, Jumia was considered a good company as well, because although we didn't trade, but it kind of fell according to our plan. So last week, if you look at my video, I said, no, we want to wait for the price movement to come back to around $27 flat, $26, $27. So I thought, you know, within a few days, it will immediately pull back very strongly, but it took its time. So it's just kind of consolidated there and slowly synced all the way down. And finally, okay, at the end of market close, it's at $27, near our entry point. So next week, what I want to look at is for it to dip to around $27 and show some strength to bounce, okay, above that support level which I drew last week, and it could be a very good trade for this week as well. So this could be actually the fourth of the top 4 swing trade stocks this week. So Jumia, keep a close eye on it. I think there's a huge potential there as well. And last company was Crsr. Okay, Crsr. I actually saw one of his company buildings in my home country last week, so it was quite interesting. Okay, but enough of that. Crsr, I say, want to show some strength, right? Because look at the 6-month chart, right? Around here, I say I want to see some kind of bounce to show that, you know, is validating this support level. But however, Monday open, it tanked immediately to $77. Then I'm like, okay. At 10:30, it's already down so much that I'm like, there's a lot of weakness in the market. So again, I don't like weakness. Okay, I always like to see a bounce, a confirmation of a buying pressure that's coming in at a certain support level or area of value. But Crsr didn't prove to be that, so I didn't enter the company. So although it kind of later, it kind of recovered a little bit more, but I still feel that there's not a lot of profit to be had, because I feel like this company, the sentiment around it is very low. Is the price going to stay depressed for a while? So I'm not going to enter Crsr at all. And yeah, that's it for today's video, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this video is going to be around the same time as all other videos, because I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but give you, all that I have, all my information that I have. And I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you again in the next video. Stocks it out.